Hey guys, welcome back to another video over here on Chinese Zodiac and horoscopes. Today we're going to be doing a reading for all the people born in the year of the dog. So welcome back to all you dog personalities. Let's see what the cards have got for you today. I will apologize again that we are a little bit late. We're on the Sunday here and not the Saturday. But you know what? I don't necessarily feel that bad about it because the dog and the boar are actually two of the most understanding people that you could meet. So I'm sure you appreciate that Saturday is a relatively busy day, and it's a lot busier than a lot of the other days. So that's why it's easier sometimes just to do these two on the Sunday. And as I always say, it's better late than never, really. So, right, let's stop flapping about. Let's see where we're at with these cards. Let's take one from the bottom, one from the middle, one from the top. What have we got? Two whites and a black. Okay, as I always like to remind people, the whites, you got two of them here, doesn't always mean all right. White isn't always all right, black isn't always an attack. It all depends on the compatibility when we flip the card. And it just so happens we've got that rabbit there, which is actually a relatively compatible card when it comes to dog people. In fact, the rabbit and the dog are actually on the same soul line connection. So every sign has a soulmate line, and the rabbit is the dog person's soulmate line. And if you want to know more about that, then hit the subscribe button, because we will be doing readings on that. Not readings, sorry, we will be doing videos on that in the future. But as I say, the dog and the rabbit are relatively compatible, and there are rewards with this union. So potentially something that you've been waiting for, something you've been looking forward to, something you've been anticipating is now slowly starting to come into fruition, or at least slowly starting to sort of come together now. You're actually feeling confident about this, which is really, really good. And as that is a catalyst card, again, if you want to know more about the catalyst cards, hit that subscribe button. We're going to be doing more on the catalyst cards in the future. There is change coming here. This is good, positive change, which will be rewarding. And I think you're going to understand the situation, because it's something that you, as I say, it's something you've been anticipating. So the change isn't going to be a big issue for you. It's not going to take you by surprise. You're going to actually be relatively looking forward to it, or at least anticipating it and expecting it. You're prepared for it. But I think this is a peaceful kind of change. It's not going to be abrupt. It's not going to be sort of what's the word, catastrophic or negative, or in any way sort of costly for you. In fact, again, it's going to be rewarding for you. I think right now this is a great time for you to exercise that peaceful side of you. Remain humble, be patient. What you've planted will soon be ready to harvest. You're in a good place. Don't let the, I want to say, don't let the high get to you. Like, don't take it to your head, though. You need to be relatively, I suppose, humble with this, and relatively kind of, this isn't a I told you so moment. Let's say that. This is a kind of, it's more of a, oh yeah, that's good, I'm happy that happened, kind of more of a moment. Oh, and then we've got another catalyst card there, part of that same triangle of catalysts, the rabbit, the goat, and the boar. But the goat there is a more sort of forceful change. It's more of a, it's going to happen whether you like it or not. There's nothing you can do about it, and here we go. Hold on to your hats kind of thing. But again, the sheep and the dog aren't necessarily incompatible. They are relatively similar in some ways. There's a mutual goodwill there that keeps them kind of in that let's do what's best for everybody, not just ourselves kind of attitude, which again makes you more understanding as a dog person. It makes you more empathic. It makes you more sympathetic to people. And potentially right now, that's, as I'm saying before, there's no need to brag about this. Remain like that. Be humble with this. Yes, change is coming. Yes, these changes could potentially be very positive for you. It's a very fortunate time for you. Rewards of abundance are coming, but no need to brag. Don't let it go to your head. Remain humble. Remain, empathic to other people, and be aware that, while you're getting good things happen to you, and these good things are going on, there are people out there that are not in such a great place. They're actually in a more negative place, and this forecast is then moving over into this negative black card here, which again, I don't want to say a black is an attack, but it's not all whites here. So this catalyst, this change, these things leading up to this is going to push you forward into this. So it could be a lot to handle. You may be expecting it and prepared for it, but right now it could be a lot to handle all at once. And right now you're going to need, as I say, your wits about you, I suppose, and not let this get to your head as if like, I told you so, I'm right. You don't want to be like that at all. And that's not saying that you would be, it's just don't be, because you need to be aware, as I say, that there are sort of negative things that happen around us, regardless of if we're in a good or a bad place. We can be having a great time and be happy, but the people closest to us could be, in some ways, not as happy or in a negative space. And their perspective of you, the way that they perceive things, is going to hit differently. So you need to be, that kind of sympathetic, empathic dog personality where, just be aware. Just be aware. And I think right now is a good time to basically do a stock check of everybody and everyone or everything that you've got around you. So as these changes start coming forward and pushing through, you know exactly where you are and you know exactly what you've got on the table. You know exactly what you're dealing with. You know exactly who or what it is you need to, I guess, in some ways, prepare yourself after this. So these changes are going to bring on consequences. These catalysts are going to lead to this card and beyond. What happens after that? Let's be aware of that. I know it's a let's cross that bridge when we get to it kind of moment, but these bridges creep up on us fast, and it looks like they're going to creep up on us fast because we've got the negative goat card there coming in. So you're not necessarily going to like a lot of these changes, or this change is going to happen quite fast. I think right now there's a lot of, I suppose in some ways, there's doubters or people that might say that you're not necessarily going to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, or they're not kind of like in the same area as you or in the same environment, so they don't see what you're doing, they don't see the effort you put in, they don't see the things that you are achieving behind the scenes. So it's easy for them to say, this isn't going to happen, this isn't possible, this isn't going to work. And that bridge, as I say, is going to creep up relatively quickly. And as humble as you are and as take it on the chin as you're trying to be, there are going to be a little few ding-dongs and conflicts going on, and you are going to have to suffer some consequence for the changes, I suppose, that are being made around you. As I say, change begets more change, begets more change. I mean, you got that rabbit to start you off, and that's a great start. These changes are things that you have instigated and maybe even prepared for. And then we move straight over into those two goat cards, or the two sheep, and again, that's very forceful. It's kind of like you wanted the change, but it's almost like you planted the seeds expecting to grow oats, and when it grew and you went to harvest it, it turned out to be wheat, and you were like, okay, that's a bit weird. What do I do with this now? And it's a bit like that. You're kind of stuck with a product that you didn't necessarily need or want, and now you're just trying to figure out, it's not useless, but you need to figure out what to do with it. And I think right now it's easy to sit around and say, well, at least something grew. I grew something. Look, I did grow something. I think the fact still remains that the end product isn't necessarily what it was that you were hoping for. And potentially that's basically the message here, is don't get your hopes up. Whatever it is that you're dealing with, whatever it is that you're expecting, whatever it is that you're sort of preparing yourself for, just don't get your hopes up, Don't put all your eggs in one basket. You gotta be careful here. Unless you're very good at juggling and you're very good at sort of handling loads of things happening all at once, and all these things kind of changing and everything moving and shifting. Don't push any buttons. Don't cross any lines. Don't piss people off. Let's just put it that way. And we'll find out how you get on next week when we come back and do another reading for you dog personalities. We still got one more to go this week. We're going to do the boar reading after this. If I don't see you there, I'll see you next week. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and peace.